ask Bruce Klingner. He's a senior research fellow at the Heritage Foundation and the former chief of the CIA's Korea branch. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So how much progress has there been made since the summit last June?
There's been no progress on denuclearization. In fact, North Korea continues to nuclearize. They've expanded and refined their production facilities for fissile material, reentry vehicles, missiles, and mobile missile launchers. So certainly we're hoping we get concrete, tangible steps towards denuclearization at the Hanoi summit.
The administration officials, what they're saying is, in fact, don't underestimate the degree to the importance of the lack of testing in North Korea since the breakout of détente. You agree with that?
Not really. Of course, North Korea is required not to test under 11 UN resolutions. In fact, they're required to abandon their nuclear and missile programs under those resolutions. And we've had numerous cases in the past of 3 or more years in between nuclear or missile tests. So really, this is not that unusual from the past. Also, Kim Jong-un said late last year, in April of this year, they no longer need to test because they've successfully completed their warhead as well as ICBM programs.
Well, also the president says now that he's really not in a hurry to have the North denuclearize. This can take some time, and he's willing to sort of go, even suggesting here, he hasn't said this flat out, but suggesting that maybe you do go on a parallel track. They give something, we give something. They give something, we give something. What do you think of that kind of a strategy?
Well, it certainly is a change from previous administration statements that denuclearization should be done in a year, or at least by the end of the president's first term. I think there have been a number of hints by Special Envoy Began as well as Secretary Pompeo and others that the administration is sort of lowering the bar on a number of issues, not requiring a data declaration by the North as early as they were requiring before, sort of stretching out the timelines, even perhaps some suggestions on sanctions relief before total denuclearization, as they said before.
Well, if that's the case, I mean, you see, it sounds like the United States is the party that's making more of the concessions here. Is that how you're reading? I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's I'm kind of reading from inferring from what you're saying.
Well, at Singapore, the denuclearization language was weaker than the September 2005 statement. The U.S. unilaterally canceled military exercises, and there have been 9 military exercises canceled since Singapore and constraints on additional exercises. North Korea has not reduced any of its own military exercises. So far, we haven't really made any progress. We're certainly hoping for more meat to the bones of the next Singapore or the next statement than the previous one.